You guys ready for another comedian? Ooh, we got another banger for you guys. This is one of my upcoming favorite comics. Please make her feel welcome. Make some noise for the very funny Drew Lopez.
What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for coming out to the show. I love it very much, very much. So, I came from Bremerton today, but I'm not from there. I want to clarify that shit right away. I'm from a much shittier place. I'm from a place called Needles, California. Oh! Shut up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're probably my family. What's up, cousin? I'm just kidding. What's your last name? Shit. What? Anyway, we'll crack that open later. I gotta make people laugh. But, so, you know what it's like. So I'm from Needles. I was raised there for like 16 years. You guys, this kind of a town, if you don't know what it's like, it is like Yakima, but smaller. I know. Our school mascot was like Amy Winehouse. I thought it was bad. Town's named after its citizens' favorite pastime. Sad. It's not true. Come on. No. It's like a ghost town for real. Like, it has a population of 5,000, but I feel like that's like including the ghosts that live there. You know what I mean? I haven't lived there in a long time. I joined the Navy and got the fuck out of there. But when I was growing up there, my last name is Lopez. That is my maiden name. I'm not married into that. I used to be at least 5 shades darker when I lived in the desert. 100%. I actually look Hispanic when I lived in the desert. But I did grow up between a half-white family that was Lutheran and half the other family was Hispanic and Catholic. So if you guys have watched the movie Nacho Libre, it's literally me. No, it's hard. Like, you know, they had as much, like, you know, sexual tension as, like, Romeo and Juliet. You know, like, they're like, we shouldn't be together. But they, like, were trying to convert each other the whole time. And it didn't work out. You know, so they got separated when I was very young. And I would go to both churches on either of their weekends. How fucked up is that? Because if you know about either Catholicism or Lutheran religion, there's nothing more opposite. You know what I mean? Like, I got kicked out of the youth group with the Catholics because I was like the Hermione Granger of youth group. I was like, that's not how the Jesus stories go at the Lutheran church. It is amen, not amen. Thank you so much. You know, the Leviosa bit, whatever. Fuck Hermione Granger. I'm way cooler than she is. But, you know, because I was raised between a white family and a Hispanic family, I always thought I was like a red Mexican, you know? And I grew up in a trailer, but it was my grandma's trailer, like on her property. And all my friends grew up in a trailer park, so I thought I was better than them. Like, that's some white trash privilege, if I've ever heard of any. You know, be like, I live in a double wide. Like, how disillusioned are you if you think you're doing well just because you have a bigger trailer? It's still a trailer. Maybe that's a little personal, I know. No, I grew up thinking I was some real hot shit, you guys. I thought I was way more Latina than I actually am until I was like 26 years old. And my grandparents completely ruined my life. They got their 23andMe done. And turns out we are just very tan Spanish and German people who can make this shit out of some Mexican food. And so, it turns out I'm not Spanglish. I'm just Sperman. Which is not nearly as hot. No, like, you still got the curves like Jennifer Lopez, but you got the hair like George Lopez, you know what I mean? Like, I was built for the winter time. I've got an unhappy trail, for real, dog. It ain't fun. There's no support groups for hairy bitches. There's none. We don't have any groups. There's no group chats. Be like, hey, yo, girl, is this ass hair normal? Like, no! No. We'll get more into that later. Or maybe I should just close on. So, I got a single mom growing up, yeah. And it's a hard struggle being a young, hairy female with a single mama, because it's a choose-your-own-adventure quest down there. Like, I didn't have any training. Mama's too busy to talk about the birds, the bees, and the bushes. You gotta treat yourself, baby girl. And so I did. When I was growing up, the first time I got naked for anybody, I gave myself PTSD, you guys. Because I did not know you're supposed to do anything. So I was just like, rocking that Amazon until I was like 14. And I took off my little Sesame Street undies for a guy, and I went, made a sound. And he was like, that's a lot. And I was like, we can agree that's a lot. But I didn't know any better. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, the only guidance that I really had was like when I was watching Nickelodeon, the Venus commercials. They'd be like, Venus! When you're sitting by a pool and see a bunch of bushes in different shapes. And it's always like the three, like basic ass circle, rectangle, triangle, like this boring. So during COVID, because COVID sucked, we had a lot of time to ourselves, right? What I chose to do with my time is I created some new designs. Think they're pretty outdated. We need some help. And I'm writing a book. It's called Increasing Your Own Personal Property Value. That's what I'm writing. So I've got 3 for you. We'll go ahead and, spice up your relationship. I'm just saying, you guys. This is also unisex. Guys, you can do it. Just like if you got the hair, use it, even on your back. It's fun. So, first one. For any of my God lovers, you like keeping things G-rated in the bedroom. G for God. You're gonna shave it into a cross. Use Nair, it's your friend. It's called the Coochie Fix. I do mine every Sunday. Every Sunday, it's between me and God. Anybody like comics? Anybody a DC fan here? Okay, you guys know? Batman, all that stuff. Okay, we got one for you. It's called the TwoofFace. It's exactly what you think. It's gonna be nice and bald on one side. Like Harvey Dent, we can trust him. And the other side is the bad guy. It's Two-Face. So get creative. Get a lighter, burn some. You gotta make it look convincing. He just killed his girlfriend. And it also comes with some role play. You can flip a coin. If I win, I get to see the Batcave. But my fiance does not like that one. He is frighteningly straight. He does not. No butthole with that one. I cannot touch it. That's why my nails are so long. It's been this long since I've been able to touch a butthole. This is a sign of giving up hope. And my personal favorite is going to be a little bit of reverse engineering on a classic. I know anybody. Are you guys familiar with the landing strip? You guys familiar with that? Okay, so a little bit of a remix on that. I call it the driveway. And it's going to be nice and clean up the middle. And the housing market sucks, right? So we want to be good with the HOA. Keep it 2 inches on the sides. I'm not kidding you. My own personal property value's gone up 30%. 30%. Despite me being ridiculous, I have been in a very happy relationship with a guy. Thank you very much. I know the vibes I give off. For 3 years. And I proposed. Yeah, that's how you know somebody's got good dick, when a female proposes to their man. They're like, I gotta put a ring on him and his dick. You gotta do it. And I did. I love my man. He's Italian, and he's as tall as I am. We're both 5'4". How fun, right? We're both fun size. And I will tell you, being with an Italian guy, like, he's a little bit less aggressive than me in the bedroom, but that's just why I call him my meatball sub. He's great. Thank you. And I'll tell you, being with a short guy, that's where it's at, okay? Do you know how used they are to being told no? Like, they just have their shit together. He loves his mama. He's got his money right. It's good. And women, why do we have the same rules as for fucking as roller coasters? Like, you must be this tall to ride. Get that shit out of here. It's not better. It's not better at all. No. And all my friends were bitches when we first got together. They're like, oh, him being short doesn't bother you? No? And I'm like, no, not at all. I don't complain about anything, and I have the secret. And you wanna know why? Because if you want less problems in your life, just get less man. Physically. Physically, it's science. There's physically less room for bullshit, people. He's great. He's great. I love him very much. He's half Brazilian and half Italian. I should say that. And like, being with an Italian for 3 years, I can tell you, once you go spaghetti, you never forgetty. But he's got a bigger ass than I do. Do you know how weird that is, being a girl and like your man's got more ass than you do? It's hard. Dude, our kids, our poor children, they are gonna just be burdened with ass. Like, they don't make diapers that big. They don't make big booty baby diapers. It's gonna be walking to school. And just, don't fall over today, sweetie. Don't fall over. So, I come from a long line of drinkers. Anybody else? I'm the first stoner in my family. I'm like a first generation stoner. But it makes me feel like I think I'm gonna be a better mom than my mom was to me. Because I could always tell when she was pissed. I'd be in my room playing Nintendo 64, be playing Pokemon, in the zone, and she'd come in with her pissed off mouth. I don't know what you guys call it for your parents, but I call it butthole mouth. That's what I call it. I knew my mom was pissed. She'd come in, her night's over, she's fucked up, so she's like, everybody goes to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. And I'm like, that's so fucked up. Like, it fucked me up to this day. I have anxiety, like, every day. So I'm gonna go up to my kid, and I'm just gonna be stoned, like, perpetually, forever. And they're gonna love it, because, like, what's the worst thing that can happen when you're a stoned parent? What am I gonna go into my kid's room at night and be like, hey, do you want anything from Denny's? Also, can you drive? I'm 10. Don't tell your father. It's just like me when I was a child. I'll do one more for you guys. I told you guys that I'm like a special flavor of gay. I'm obviously a bisexual. Look at my SpongeBob shirt and my belt. Thank you. Hey. So, being pansexual, my grandparents obviously did not understand. They are conservative Catholics, and they're like in their 80s. They did not understand what the alphabet soup was. So, I had to give them a call and break the news. And I got out of the military, and I told them this. This is how the phone call goes. Call them up, and what does your grandma think if you're a girl and you're calling your grandma? You're pregnant. Oh my God. Are you pregnant? No. No, I'm not. I'm gay. And I tell them that. And I tell them I'm pansexual. They don't know what that is. And so I hear my grandma. She kind of turns her head from the phone and goes to talk to my grandfather. And his name is Danny. And she says, God damn it, Danny. I knew we fucked up by letting her play with the pots and pans as a kid. She's got to stay the fuck out of my kitchen when she comes over. I'm going straight for that cast iron, people. It's got a lot of seasoning on it. It gathers sexual energy over time. Just kidding. That's been my time. I'll see you guys when I'm stoned to the bone.
One more time for Drew Lopez, everybody.